So for most, platinum trophy hunting is an extreme yet rewarding sport. However, in my time, I've collected some platinum whoopsies, should we say. So, in today's video, here are my most embarrassing platinum trophies.
Embarrassing! Carlos decline.
While this video is free of shovelware content, such as games as I Am Mayo, things like that, there are some mindlessly easy platinums which could border that line, kind of sit on the fence of shovelware, but not shovelware. And I guess this is the reason why I'm making the video today, is because I'm quite embarrassed by them. So let's not keep you in suspense any longer. Let's get into this. So a couple on this list are going to be surprising, a couple of them not so much and really embarrassing. First up is Bunny Raiders, and this starts off our list as a current free game that's on PlayStation Plus, and I'd say like the majority of these games probably were on PlayStation Plus at some point or still are. Technically speaking, this could be in the category of an easy platinum and a very quick platinum to obtain. However, for me, the embarrassing aspect of this is that the game is just fundamentally awful. It is probably one of the worst games I've ever played. I know I'm not a game developer, I don't know the effort that's gone into it, but this is definitely up there with one of the games that just isn't the best, in all honesty. And the last trophy that I needed to get was heavily reliant on RNG, and it was you needed to fight a boss, and then upon defeating the boss you'd get an achievement, but there was no real way to get the boss to spawn. You just had to play and play and play and play. And when revisiting this game to get some footage for this video, I realized how bad it was, and I can't believe that I actually stuck with it to get the platinum. I think at face value it does seem like quite a short platinum that you could obtain, but for me, knowing what I know now, I probably wouldn't go and do that. So one that could be a bit of an outlier is Unchanted 4 stroke the Lost Legacies stroke the Lost Legacies collection. Kind of jarring that for over 100 trophies you only get one platinum, but it's spread across both games. But for the most part, I'll talk you through why this is embarrassing for me. So you need to complete the game on the hardest difficulty, which is crushing, for Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacies, not a problem. In Uncharted 4 I got stuck on chapter 20. It's like a shipyard. I found it really difficult, and I noticed that in the accessibility settings you can actually put on, I guess, auto aim, and obviously it can be exploited in a way which I did use because I just couldn't beat this mission after many frustrating attempts. So that's, I guess, the aspect number one of cheesing it, is that I used aim assist to help me make it through the last mission. The next trophy that I needed to get to obtain this platinum was to speedrun the game in less than 5 or 6 hours, something crazy like that, and then also keep above 70 or 75% accuracy with your guns. So you need to be very careful when you're shooting. Obviously, I guess it would take a minimum of 2 playthroughs to get this. I can't see you getting a speed run on crushing difficulty, so it does encourage 2 playthroughs. However, I just had a really sour taste in my mouth at the end of completing Uncharted 4, and I was looking through forums and things like this to see how the fuck can I complete this game without having to complete this game again. So there's a few methods that you can do. You can essentially trick the game into thinking that you've speed run it in a way. You just load up different saves, kind of you load up one file, you save it, you back out, you load into a different part of the game, then load the game from that, etc. Just a way of cheesing it, and then you end up in the last mission, and from being in that last mission the achievement will pop. Slightly different to get the above 70% the accuracy trophy. I actually went into one of the game's like scenarios that you can do, and upon going in that scenario I actually completed it with like 90% accuracy, saved it, and then done the same kind of cheese method in the sense of loading the game. And again, it's the same for the Lost Legacies. I put the game in, obviously in crushing, the most hardest difficulty, but then I just had aim assist on. So again, not necessarily choosing it as much, but definitely an embarrassing way to get that trophy. So moving on to the next bunch of platinums that I got. This is a 2-for-1, so good I did it twice in a way.
Man, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice.
And this is actually DC League of Super Pets, The Adventures of Crypto and Ace. So with this one, I actually really enjoyed it, but it being predominantly a children's game is definitely the embarrassing aspect of this. And as I just mentioned, it was so good that I did it twice. Maybe it wasn't so good, but I realised that you could actually, I didn't realise there's a PS4 and PS5 version. I thought, I guess it's a really easy platinum. And I actually got the first one of these as I was playing Unchanted 4, and that was a very frustrating time for me going through the game. And before I actually found the method to cheese it, I was going through it on the hardest difficulty, and there were some points that were just absolute hell. So it was really nice to come and play a game that was mindless and relaxing. Again, for most, playing a children's game is going to be the most embarrassing aspect of this trophy. I promise you it does actually get a lot worse when we find out what's at the top of the list.
No. Wait.
As I said, in fairness, it was a really relaxing platinum, and again, really easy. You can smash it out in about maybe an hour, 2 hours tops. And yeah, the auto pop isn't possible, so you do have to play the PS4 version, then the PS5 version, and I guess that just makes the embarrassment even worse, knowing that I willingly put myself through this, not once, but twice. So the next bunch of platinums, because there's more than one, if you've seen previous videos, you'll know, or you'll see the journey to get this platinum, and this is actually the FIFA franchise. I'm not going to say FIFA 18, FIFA 19. I do have quite a few of the platinum trophies which you're going to be seeing, and the most embarrassing aspect for this one is the amount of time that was consumed into these games. While they're not necessarily embarrassing because it's a silly children's game like some of the things on this list, they can be quite sought after trophies with like ultra rares 0.1%. Here's the crazy stat for you. But yeah, the amount of hours that I put into this game, again, I'm just going to overlay some images because PlayStation does actually track your data now, or it always has, but on PS5 it actually shows you how long you've been playing things, which again is kind of embarrassing. I didn't get the platinum for one of the FIFA games, but I did put in something over 800 hours, something crazy like that. That's probably the most I've put into a FIFA franchise. That was, you know, back when I was a teenager that didn't know outside and beautiful things existed. So there was no life on that one. But I guess consistently, you know, as time has become less available, that numbers come down quite a lot. However, I've still put in about around 200 hours per every game, and if you think we're on FIFA 23 at the time of recording this video, retrospectively I've at a minimum put 200 hours in for a franchise that's been going on for over 20 years. Obviously the tracking probably happened around FIFA 14 or something like that. Almost 10 years of time spent, and of course there's not a platinum for every single game, but I've done a fair few of the FIFA franchise. The games are the same every single year, and for some reason they seem to have me in a headlock. Moving on, we have got the Resident Evil 2 and the Resident Evil 3 remakes. How did I get them? I played the game normally on my first playthrough, similar to the Enchanted runs. You know, I would get the subsequent trophies for completing the game in the correct order, and I understand that you need to do multiple runs, which is completely fine. However, I would play the game through firstly blind. Being new to the franchise, I wanted to experience it or the most organic way possible as a new player, not knowing what happens. And then after that, I would use the in-game cheats. So for about £2 or £3 you can purchase every single piece of content in the game, so it gives you an unlimited rocket launcher, and going through the hardest difficulty with an unlimited rocket launcher is such a big cheese method to get to complete the game. It's a very cheap way to earn the trophies, and yeah, it's something that I'm not particularly proud of, quite embarrassing. So yeah, that's both of the Resident Evil games. I do have to say Resident Evil 2 was a lot easier than Resident Evil 3, purely because in Resident Evil 3 Remake I got stuck on the final Nemesis boss on Inferno mode, and it turns out that I did buy some of the coins to, again, in Resident Evil 3 you can purchase coins that give you buffs, so more damage, more health, better dodging ability, things like that. I purchased a good amount of them, but I didn't purchase all of them, so I was, again, trying to cheese the game, yet I still wasn't able to complete the game. It was pretty embarrassing, and then I figured out that I was missing some coins, and then I went through and blitzed it. And just to add on top of that, for Resident Evil 3 I did the auto pop on it, so I got the achievements in the PlayStation 4 version, and then subsequently didn't play the PlayStation 5, I just loaded my save file. For some reason I didn't do it on Resident Evil 2, which is a shame, but for me, I did prefer Resident Evil 2 out of the both, so maybe I can go back and revisit that and get those trophies. Maybe not the cheese way, but those are some of the most embarrassing normal games that I'll be playing, which could come at quite a shock to you. And now we're moving into the final segment of the video, which I can't actually put these games as which one is worse, because they are equally as bad as each other.
It's fine. Take me to jail, I could use the break.
And quite possibly, one, the worst platinums I've ever got, and two, some of the most embarrassing platinums I've ever got, and three, I willingly repeated them over again. And one of them involves me becoming a brony.
Dad, I've been wanting to tell you this for a while now, but guys, it's kind of hard to say. I'm a brony.
The hell is that?
I watch My Little Pony, Dad.
And the other one playing with little pigs. So if you didn't guess it, my most embarrassing platinums is the Peppa Pig game, and also a My Little Pony game. And I can't explain the thought process behind all four of these platinums. I don't have kids. I don't have any young immediate family to even blame this on. I'm just going to be completely transparent. I willingly played through these games, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. And yeah, that's an embarrassing within itself. If you want some really easy platinums, then I guess you can get them, and your sanity may, you know, be questioned at the end of it. It's just embarrassing, you know. I willingly sat through Peppa Pig's grunts and chuckles, not once but twice, and screaming Daddy Pig, Daddy Pig, and...
But daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
Both of these games, they were really relaxing, oddly. Despite being jarring as fuck, they were actually really simple and really relaxing, so it's kind of a saving grace to these. And going through recent platinum grinds that I've been going through, so like the Unchanted series, where I had Uncharted 4 and Uncharted Lost Legacies, and I've just been going through a fair few of, I'd say, awkward and frustrating platinum, so it was really nice to just actually switch off and play a game that didn't require any brain power. It oddly enough, despite being so embarrassing, I'm not going to say they were fun, but they were alright games. They were well made. They were way better than Bunny Raiders at the top of this list. That was just an awful fucking game. Yet embarrassing, but these two definitely hold the top spot. The previous sort of platinums obtained in this video, I'm not going to put them in a ranking. That's just the order that I've, you know, wrote the script for this video in. They could maybe be rearranged in a separate video, but I would say that progressively as the video gets, that, you know, I'd say they're fairly even on embarrassment levels. You know, it's a weird game, cheese, weird, cheese, not weird cheese, but a weird game, then cheese. And then we've just got my Peppa Pig, Peppa Pig, and My Little Pony, My Little Brony. I guess I'm a brony bro now, or whatever people in that universe are called. I guess I'm maybe one of you.
What do you mean by that?
Not researched the meaning on that, but yeah, tentatively I could be part of that that community now, which is an interesting thing to be in. So yeah, let me know what your most embarrassing platinum is, and if you want to see some more respectable platinum trophies, then check out these videos.